passionate healthcare providers educational series.
Atomy creates and distributes high-quality products. Things we all use every day, such as shampoo, conditioner, soap, toothpaste and toothbrushes, beauty items, cosmetics, health supplements, and much more. And Atomy is committed to bringing these prestige luxury items to the mass market. This strategy is known as mastige. And Atomy's concept is to enable consumers to swap brands. Atomy has an ethos of absolute quality, absolute price. It means Atomy is dedicated to ensuring its products are of a quality that is unmatchable for the price customers pay. And it's so simple to switch brand when what's on offer is unbeatable in quality and price. Remember that. Absolute quality, absolute price. Quality that is as good as, if not better, than designer brands at a fraction of the price. Atomy is an online shop or shopping mall. And hey, it's free and easy to join and set up an account. Yes, free to join. And once registered as a member, you have exclusive access to the Atomy product range. Here's the really good part. Buying from Atomy gives you points, known as personal point value, or to keep it really short, PPV. Each product has its own PV. Your PPV accumulates and never expires. You only have to make one purchase a year, no matter how small, to keep your account active. And that's no problem, because you love Atomy's absolute quality and absolute price, right? It gets better. You share Atomy's secret with others, they become members, and when they shop, you all earn PV. And what does PV mean? Cash, paid to you as commission. This is a new age of retail. Atomy puts the consumers first and rewards them for their loyalty. Although some members simply choose to shop for their own personal needs, many decide to develop their membership into full-time, lucrative businesses. Let's look at how this works in a little more detail. Let's say you recommend Atomy to your cousin, Jane, because you love using Atomy products so much. You become Jane's sponsor and give her your ID to enable her to register as an Atomy member. Jane is then automatically registered under your A market, your left leg. Then you recommend to your friend Adam, and he becomes registered in your B market, your right leg. Adam could be in Canada or China. Atomy membership is global. You, or Jane, or Adam can then sponsor more members to join your left or right leg, your markets. They are added down the line, and they don't need to live in your country either. Everyone in each of your market legs generates PV. Remember that? Point value? You have your own PV, and every day your market legs generate group PV. As soon as your own PV exceeds 10,000, earned from purchasing one Atomy shampoo or face wash, for example, and each of your market legs exceeds 300,000 each month, you earn commission. Everyone in each of your market legs who qualifies becomes eligible to receive the same amount of commission. The larger your markets and the greater the collective PV, the higher the commission will be. And it's worth noting, keeping your market legs equally balanced is important. Group PV is calculated on the leg with the smaller PV volume. This is part of the secret of success with Atomy. Hard work is never wasted. And it doesn't stop there. As your network grows, so does your regular collective PV. And the hard work invested takes you higher up the ranks of mastership, which comes with life-changing bonuses. You can cherish the spirit of Atomy through its products of absolute quality and absolute price. You can share the good news and reap great rewards by doing so. You may have discovered Atomy compensation videos on YouTube or Channel Atomy already. More details about how it works is freely available. And Atomy's Success Academies and seminars will provide regular, inspiring support to members, and prospective members too.
All right, all right, all right. We are all winners with Atomy. We are all winners with Atomy. Welcome again to Compassionate Healthcare Providers. And I want to do something uh, special on this evening. Nick, can you put in the chat the address to the YouTube channel to Compassionate Health? Could you put that link in there?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. Because I am going to show everyone because I want everyone to be empowered. I want to show you. I'm gonna show the channel. I'm gonna share the channel so that everybody can know uh, how the channel looks. I have a lot of windows open. I'm going to close some of these windows in order for me to bring that certain window up. Let me see. Can I see it now? Okay, there we go. All right. This is the channel, and the shows you can go back and see. You can go back and see the shows, and they are. I try not to forget to number the shows. That's the channel right there. You have all, and I believe it's about like 19 shows on there. Okay, I think it's about 19 on there. So those are all the shows. You can go back and watch the show. Normally, I might do it within 3 days. I try to do it. You know, I have taken longer, but I try to get the previous show or the new show up in about 3 days. I'm try to be a little faster with that. So the link,
Okay,
Nick has
Pastor,
put
it's
the
in the chat.
fantastic, fantastic. So everyone, you can copy the link that's in the chat. You can save it. You can subscribe to it,
Yes,
and
please subscribe so that way
mhm,
you, as soon as you post, you'll be notified.
right, definitely, you'll be notified. Okay, all righty then. So I wanted to share that with you on this evening. Now then, at this time, I need to see whether or not is Myra here. Yeah, because we have a very special testimony on this evening, and I want everybody to pay attention. And it's a couple of good ones. You might know someone in that situation, and it's interesting on how people, let's say, get surprised on when this product works. And sometimes it takes a doctor to bring it to your attention, and you're surprised on how it's working for you. So it's always good to have your physicals, your checkups, and everything, and just be expecting a change. So I want to introduce one of our representatives in South Carolina, Myra.
Hello, everybody. Um, I have a testimony for someone that is not here. Well, it's a friend of mine. She had a dog. We started out trying to help her dog live because he had leukemia. And the dog was too far gone. She was trying to give him hemohim to help him. And the dog, he didn't make it. But she herself, she has a problem with her iron. Her liver does not process iron. So she decided to try the hemohim. And she started taking it. Her blood count was at 7.2. And she started taking hemohim. 11 days in, she had a doctor's appointment to go to get her iron infusion because she had to get infusions. When she got to the doctor, they tested her blood to see where she was. 11 days after taking one pack of hemohim each day, her blood went from 7.2 to 12.6. The doctor asked her what was she doing, and she said, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not taking anything extra. So when she got home, though, she walked in the house and she saw the hemohim box. She said, that's what I'm doing. It's the hemohim. That's the only thing she was doing extra. Now, for many years, ever since I've known her for about maybe 9 years now. So for many years, she has always had this iron problem. Her liver will not process iron. Now she has a 12.6 blood count. And that's very important. She's normal now. Her doctor said he's never seen her like that at a 12.6. And then another friend of mine had a ball palsy stroke. She started taking Atomy. When I saw her today, you can barely tell she had a ball palsy stroke. Her face was relaxed. You can see where she had it, but you really can't tell if you didn't know her that she had a ball palsy stroke. And it was the hemohim. She said that's all she was taking extra was the hemohim.
Wow. Wow. Do you know how long she been, you know, how long it been since she had the stroke?
She had the stroke. It had to be about 6 months ago.
Okay. 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 Wow.
Yeah.
My.
Yeah.
We
And she said, she
definitely.
says she feels good because she has a problem with her copper in her body.
Okay.
And her feet hurting. She didn't mention her feet were hurting at all. She used to be like, girl, I gotta go because my feet hurt.
Uh-huh.
One thing I've noticed about hemohim, it sneaks up on you and suddenly you're done. It's over. And you don't realize that the problem that you had is over. It was the same way with my friend whose wife was sick. Her blood count was low and she was not getting up doing anything. But it was so subtle. She didn't even realize that there was a change. But one of the things that gave it away is she went from not getting up doing anything to getting up doing chores. So that
Oh
was a subtle,
yeah.
yeah, that was a good subtle change. So it gave her enough oxygen to be able to get up and move around and do some things.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely. That is awesome. That is
And did
awesome.
you
A
Ed, did
matter
you
of
want to
fact.
talk about
Okay, what was you gonna say?
did you want to talk about that last testimony that you said someone said about the hemohim and the hair and the science in that?
Yeah, yeah, you know what? Mention that. Yeah, okay, everyone, okay, y'all remember when, okay, we had one person, which was Joy, she used the him in the 7 days, but she used a toothbrush, and that was key. And Pam followed that with her mom, whose hair was bald from the top, from the front of her face all the way back to her ear. It was bald. She did the same thing, and the other thing, she used a toothbrush too. And I was telling Myra about that, who's Myra. She's a professional, she's a cosmetologist, right?
Hmm.
That we go, okay, good. And she was telling me the science behind that. She really understood how everything connected. So yeah,
Hmm.
Myra, tell us about that.
One of the things that I know that hemohim does, it does help with your blood circulation. And another thing I do know about people, as they get older, bacteria lies on the scalp. And no matter how much you shampoo your scalp, that bacteria lies on there. But one of the good things about our toothbrush is it rids the bacteria because of the gold that's in it. The gold in it gets rid of bacteria. So what has happened with these toothpaste and these toothbrushes is they have, because I had mentioned the Ed that it takes manipulation to start the circulation. Well, they manipulated with the right tool, that toothbrush, the, the gold in it help to get rid of the bacteria that's on women's scalp and men who grow bald. It's on their scalp. After about 50, 40, 50 years old, you get this bacteria. You can't get around it unless you wash your head with my Listerine every day. So what they did, they took that toothbrush and they rubbed around in their scalp, and that was manipulating the papilla in the scalp, and that opened up a way for that bacteria to go. And the hemohim, it went into the pores of the skin, and that's how the hair
Awesome,
started to grow.
interesting, awesome.
Mhm.
Just then when you mentioned about Listerine,
Yeah, I
now,
used to use that on my
yeah,
clients, Listerine.
right, right. Now it's interesting is that I get great reports as far as dental is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't use Listerine anymore.
Mm.
But I mean, even my dentist was impressed. So I'm wondering, like, I mean, should
You
I
don't
kill the
have to use
bacteria? Should I use
Right. You don't have to
my?
use Listerine if you have a
Yeah,
toothbrush that you are applying directly to your teeth and you are
right,
inserting it into and up under your gums and stuff. You
right,
don't have to use that Listerine because the bacteria is going to go away, wash away with the physical part of the toothbrushing, which is rinsing with the water.
right. Someone asked how often did she use it? I do know how much Pam used it, and Pam's regimen was that she applied it to her mom's bald area in the morning with the toothbrush, and she didn't wash it off. And then at nighttime, she applied it again. But then the next morning, she washed that area.
Mhm.
Now, Myra, you said something about that in that morning, during that morning wash. What happens? You mentioned about the pores are open during
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah. When you wash your hair or wash whatever, you're going to use warm water. And
Right.
what that does, that opens up the pores. And we talked about that when I had talked about hair and the different products. Once your pores are open, anything that turns, that is of a molecular weight, whatever I say weight, it can go into, it's hydrolyzed, whatever. It can go into your scalp, your skin, and that's what has happened. That when they wash your hair, it opens up the pores, and then hemohim goes in, and then I would suggest that they do a cool rinse so that it stays in, because
Okay.
that's
All
what
right.
it does. It closes it up. It closes pores. You notice when you wash your face and your pores are open. If you got hot, when you go to like an esthetician and they put the hot towels open your pores, they also do a cool afterwards after they're done with you to close your
Okay.
pores.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Everybody clap your hands. Thank you, Myra. Thank you. Thank you very much for that information. See, this is what this program is all about. It's educating you so that you will be empowered. Be empowered to be educated. Okay? Okay. Clothing, clotting in the blood. Okay. Does hemohim thin the blood or affect blood clotting? Okay. We're going to learn more about that. We need to go ahead and introduce Dr. Walito on this evening because a lot of y'all asked about that clear package that she put together. That's really been working for a lot of us. I tell you, a lot of us, you know. And so we want Dr. Walito to speak on that, to educate on it, those things that we need on that clear path. And then afterwards, she'll be taking like any questions. Okay. All right. Dr. Walito, take it from here.
Well, good
You can
evening. Good
unmute your
evening.
mic.
Hi. I'm excited as usual. You know, I'm always looking forward to joining you guys. I tell you what, it just gets gooder and gooder. So tonight, yeah, our topic is the clear package. And, you know, we got a lot of questions from people who are saying, you know, what can we do to, you know, just clear our system or whatever it may be, you know, any type of, what should we say, anything you added into your system that you don't want, okay? Including maybe even vaccinations or even prescription residue or just whatever, eating wrong. This is a clear package, okay? That's what we decided to call it. Okay, we put this together. Pastors say call it clear. Okay, so we have 5 items in the clear package. Okay, so I'm gonna let you write those down. I'm just gonna let you write those down in the, oh, you have it, right? Okay, good. Okay, so first of all, we have our hemohim. You have the list. I'm looking. The list is in the you're gonna do them one at a time. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at
Right.
hemohim. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was just gonna let them write them down, but they can do them one at a time. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay, so we always start with hemohim. And hemohim, you know, its real original purpose was to support our immune system. That was its real original purpose, supporting the immune system. Because that is key to any type of restoring or should we say getting over these challenges. The body itself is built with a self-healing ability, but this is what it's supposed to do, is heal itself. But hemohim is a formula with these 3 important herbs that are put together, and it's amazing. It has been scientifically validated as well as tested. They even tested this hemohim formula in the cancer centers in Korea. And so they found that people were actually recovering. Here we see that even the medical professionals are recognizing the need for our own immune system to be strong. So that is what hemohim is about. And it works actually, and if you watch that video, it shows you how it actually works to restore blood cells. It works in the bone marrow. So you're getting stronger red blood cells, you're getting stronger and healthier white blood cells, and you're getting an increased number of white blood cells. So this is why we said clear, because it is clearing out the old and restoring. So as your blood cells are being renewed, they're being renewed with whole healthy cells. And we have many, many testimonies of people who have had blood issues. Things like low iron or low blood count, low white blood. And we know that once they use hemohim, everything went in the right direction. So hemohim is number 1 for clearing anything. Okay, and number 2 is our ginkgo and natto. And a lot of people are not familiar with this, but you may be familiar with ginkgo as a support for circulation. That is the most important reason why it is in this package, is because of its impact on circulation. Because remember, it's not always what we take in, what we eat, or what we take in. Is about what our bodies can absorb. So that's why we want to support circulation. And this ginkgo is to support circulation, okay? And also the nattokinase. This helps improve blood circulation also. And one thing that I want to mention for sure is that nattokinase is an enzyme that helps to dissolve fibrin. If you ever heard of that fibrin, that's the thing that makes blood clots. And I mean, we're hearing on the news every day about people suffering from blood clots, okay? So that is another reason why we needed to include this ginkgo and natto. Circulation, and also being able to resolve fibrin. Anytime fibrin would be there to precipitate a blood clot, now you have this nattokinase to get rid of that. So that's how that works. Ginkgo and natto. And of course, that one, you have to get it from the global shopping mall. So, but it's easy. You can order it, and you just take 2 each day. Okay, that's the ginkgo and natto. Okay, there you see it. The ginkgo leaf and the nattokinase, powerful blood circulation. Okay, so now you know that once you have hemohim, the hemohim is going to be able to circulate and get to the cells where it needs to work. Okay, now we're going to go back up to number 3, which is pure 100% spirulina, and that is the green. I'll tell you what. And you know, there's a lot of spirulina out there. People are saying this, that, and the other, but this one that Atomy has put together is far superior to anything that we've seen before. You see 100%, that means there's no additives. This is natural chlorophyll. And you know, chlorophyll is a cleanser. So that is why the spirulina is in here, because it is a natural cleanser. So chlorophyll, 100% natural, and it works. And everyone so far who has used it has felt the difference in using the spirulina, because it clears away all types of residue and debris that would impede our health. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, oh, one of my favorites, number 4. Number 4 is Alaska E omega 3. And I would say this is definitely one of my favorites because it has so much that it contributes to health. Okay. First of all, this Alaska E omega 3 is special because it's coming from the cold water. Here you see Alaska. That's important because a lot of omega that's on the market it's not pure. Okay, it's very much contaminated with heavy metals such as mercury. So you're doing 2 competing things. You're trying to take the omega, but you're getting mercury in the process. So you can feel confident with this Alaska E omega 3 that it comes from the small fish, which are low on the food chain, so they haven't collected those heavy metals. So Alaska omega. Now, what does omega do? And if you guys were in the class with us the other day, that girl was going on about that omega. And she started from the top, which is the brain. You know, this is essential fatty acid, which supports brain health. So this would be something to help clear any type of residue from the brain. And then the eyes, You know, your eyeball, that's what it's made of, is fatty acids. And you know, your eyes are restoring on a daily basis, every 24 hours. Okay. So brain, eyes, and then most notably, it's known for restoring blood vessels. You know, this omega will help keep all of our blood vessels soft and pliable. That means they're not hardened, because you know that's the trouble that happens is when we get what they call hardening of the arteries. So this omega is so very important for that. And we already know that our SAD, standard American diet, is deficient in omega-3. So we need, everyone needs to supplement. It's just a matter of which one are you going to pick. And so we're picking Atomy Alaska E omega-3 as being one of the best, if not the best. Okay. So it's going to help with your heart health by keeping your blood vessels soft and pliable and keeping them clear of debris. And when we say debris, that means things that shouldn't be in your blood vessels. It's going to help your circulation. Then it also works for your joints, okay? Because your joints, it lubricates your joints. That essential fatty acid, you have to have it in your joints. And then lastly, it is helpful for your skin. And you know, there are certain toxins that are only eliminated through the skin. But healthy skin, every 17 days, you have a brand new skin. That's how quickly your skin is renewing. So remember, omega is definitely a pivotal part of your regular diet, not just the clear package, but all the time we should be taking this omega, okay? Okay, we got hemohim, ginkgo, spirulina, omega, and now we have the pu'er tea. Now, this tea is known, it's been known, they're talking about thousands of years. They have been drinking this in that certain province in China. And of course, Atomy says slim body pu'er tea. Well, how would you get a slim body? By eliminating toxins, by eliminating something that should not be there. That would help you to have a slim body. But the active ingredient, and you can look this up, one of the active ingredients in this pu'er tea is called garlic acid. And it's very, very powerful antioxidant. It is one of the most powerful. And this is showing you that method. And it's a special method to make sure that you are getting the real pu'er tea. You see those 5 different processes. You're harvesting it, and they're harvesting the leaves at a certain time. It's only grown, and they can only put pu'er tea on a tea that comes from this certain province in China. Harvest it at a certain time, naturally dried, not using chemicals, okay? And then you have the fermentation process. And we talked about this before. Every time you ferment these nutrients, you increase the nutrient value. And then there's a hot water extraction, okay? That's an important step, okay? Now, you're going to spray it out and let it dry. And so you have the powder that's filled with the pu'er tea active ingredient. So you don't have to steep this tea because it's already gone through the hot water process. And so you're seeing here, this is 1 cup of the pu'er tea equal 34 cups. So you can't do this on your own. This is an extract, okay? Equivalent. See that garlic acid? It is a precursor to ellagic acid, which we know that is a very powerful phytonutrient. So, and you just use this once a day. You could put it in hot water, warm water, even room temperature would work. So you don't, it doesn't take, you just stir it and it dissolves right away. You don't have to boil the water and steep it and go through all that. It's already gone through the hot water extraction process. So the powder is what you're looking at, and it is very, very powerful antioxidant. So, you know, antioxidants, what they do is they actually capture what they call free radicals. These are free radicals are poison. They're cells that are floating around throughout your system. So that's 5 items that are very powerful scavengers throughout your system. Now, the last one is what somebody was mentioning earlier, is the oral care system. And that consists of, and when I say oral care system, I'm actually including not just a toothbrush and toothpaste, but I'm going to include the green propolis spray. And I'll tell you what, that green propolis spray, it tells you that this isn't just any propolis, because some people say, oh yeah, I knew about propolis. I had taken some propolis at some point, but green propolis, chances are you have not been exposed to this green propolis, because the only place that you can even get this green propolis is up in the mountains of Brazil, is Andes Mountains. So unless you got your propolis from there, it's not the equivalent. Green propolis takes it another step. And you know, that's just the character of Atomy. They're always going to go, they're going to do the most as far as sourcing these products. But this combination, we believe that a person would use this approach for about 90 days, 90 to 120 days, and it would actually remove a lot of residue from your system, wherever it is, because you're addressing so many pathways to eliminate. So as long as you're, just eat the best you know, drink the water that you know, do what you know. And we've talked about this, sleep and getting rid of your stress and, doing your exercise. Just do everything you know. But with adding this program, I think you will find that it will clear many things from your system. And we make no promises, but just listening to the testimonies here every Thursday night, you already know that what we have works every time. You never hear anybody, and it's not like we're preventing anyone from speaking. You never hear anybody say, oh, it didn't work. It works. Every single one of these Atomy products is so well researched. And as you go into your shopping cart, and you can see how when you click on that item, you can scroll, and you see all the accolades that particular product has received, all the certifications and all that it's gone through. So it's well put together. It's not just an accident. They didn't just go pick something from anywhere. In fact, every one of these sources is an important source. And we see that normally any product of any of this quality would be costly. Okay. And I was just, I couldn't believe it. I just happened to be in Sprouts the other day, and I was walking down the aisle, and I just happened to look, and I saw that there were toothbrushes and toothpaste, and I was amazed at the prices. And I was like, well, we have better quality and better prices. And guess what? It can be delivered to your door. It comes right to your front door. And it's so convenient. Once we explain to our families how convenient, how high the quality is, and the pricing is just unbelievable. But we know that our CEO, Han Gilpart, we know his approach. He goes in and he negotiates. So, and he has clout because he already knows how much he's going to sell. And that's how he got started with the Hemohim. You know, that Hemohim was $700 a box. That's a lot. Can you imagine if we had to pay $700 a box for it? Wow. And so to be able to offer it at $98, less than $100 a box, that's a miracle. But it's because of his dedication, his persistence, and he never gives up. He's on a mission. And so that is to our benefit to have the opportunity to be a part of a company that has that type of leadership. And I tell you what, I really appreciate it. And I can tell you over the last 40 years, well, that sounds like a long time, doesn't it? I have been a part of, I wouldn't even tell you how many companies. And most of them, they are just trying to make money. They will sacrifice quality in a heartbeat to make more money. But we see that here in Atomy, they don't sacrifice quality ever. If they can't get the quality, and you notice sometimes you go in your shopping mall and you may not even see a certain product. If they cannot get it and get it at the quality that they desire, they're not, it won't be there. It's just not being, it's not going to be available. So we know that we can depend on going into that shopping mall for even any daily necessity, even if it's just laundry detergent. And today, and this week we decided we were mopping floors. And I was like, well, what are we going to use? So you know what? I sprayed the dish detergent on the mop, and I couldn't believe it. The floors looked like they had been wet. I was like, wow. So there's just so many perks, and you just keep discovering more and more benefits of staying with the Atomy system. So I would just encourage you, if you haven't tried it, try it. If you are trying it, continue with it and begin to share with family and friends, because we all need a shift in our buying habits, because we're buying everything that Atomy sells. Most of it we're buying, but we just need to shift. And I realized that over the last 6 months, I had hardly been to Sprouts, and that used to be my place. Okay, but I had needed it. I hadn't been in Sprouts. I forgot about Sprouts. So this is what I recommend. Forget about Sprouts. Go in your shopping mall and let them bring it to your door. And that saves you time, money, gas, everything. Okay, I know I get on a tangent. Yeah. I get excited about Atomy. So let's break here. let's break here. And if we have questions, let's start with the questions. Anything to do with the what we just talked about, the clear.
You can unmute you can raise your hand, we'll call upon you. Or you can
What's going on in the chat?
Or you can put your question in the chat. If you can't raise your hand, you can unmute your mic if no one is talking.
Yeah, there's a couple in the questions in the chat. So I don't know if you want to start with that first, or if you want
Okay, yeah.
Further bloodshed and destruction.
Okay, so one.
Understand that the queen
You gonna do it, Pastor, or you want me to do it?
Yes. No, you can do it.
Okay. Okay, so the first one, hold on 1 minute. Let me get to the beginning so that way I can start from. I don't miss anyone. Okay, there's a question that. Okay, that's that one. It was already answered. They wanted to know if hemohim thins the blood or thins. If somebody answered that one already.
I don't. If hemohim does what?
It
Thins
says
the blood.
hemohim thin the blood or affect clotting in any way.
It cleans the blood, yeah. Yeah, because it really, as the blood cells, red and white, are being restored, new cells are being made, old cells are being washed away. The new cells are higher quality because of hemohim. When you have hemohim in your system, you're making better blood cells.
Okay.
Dr. Willis, I think he's talking about thinning, like, thinning the blood.
Does hemohim thin the blood?
Hi, everyone. Yes. Hemohim,
Okay.
this is Lynn. Yes, hemohim. Can I speak, please? It's okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes,
So
of course.
hemohim is a very potent supplement. You can use it prophylactically. What I mean is just for protection of your body. And
Mm-hmm.
if you are sick, you can get some good resolutions from it. And one of them is if you are anemic. Anemic means that your iron level in your blood corpuscle is low. You have red
Mm-hmm.
blood cells, you have white blood cells.
Mm-hmm.
And the red
Mm-hmm.
blood cells is built to make up your energy, to give you energy, to build your blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need
Yes.
blood for menstruation. You need blood to live, to breathe, because oxygen travels through your blood. So we need that hemohim to help us to build our blood. I'll give you an example. I'm not ashamed to say. My dad is 96 years old. He's going to be 97 this year. And he had a problem with bleeding in his stomach a couple of years ago. And when I found out hemohim helps to build the blood and he was anemic, I gave him some hemohim. And my dad
Mm-hmm.
loves the hemohim, Bernard could tell you. I tell you, he loves the hemohim. He loves it at 97. If anything,
Wow.
please give him this hemohim. He loves it. He believes in it. And so
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to him and he built his blood. I went back and I took him to get the blood checked in the doctor. They were supposed to give him the iron tablet and they forgot to write a prescription, although I reminded them. However, I gave him the hemohim. I put a little ginger in it to spice it up. And on the side, to be truthful, I did do a little beets. So all this just
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
expedites
that's
his
good.
blood and built up his blood. My dad was good. He didn't have to take no iron tablet. Okay.
Mm.
I had another patient. I'm a CPR instructor. So I went to teach her CPR. When I looked at her face looked so pale. I said, let me see your eyes. So her sclera below here, I pulled her eyelid apart and I looked at her eyelid. The lower eyelid was very pale. I said, girl, what are you using? Are you anemic? You look like your blood like a 7 or something. Your hemoglobin. She said, yes, it's almost like this. My doctor told me, but I don't have no insurance. I had my
Mm.
box of hemohim in
Mm.
my car. I said, listen, I'm not a doctor. This is a supplement. It's not a medicine. Okay. If you're willing to try it, I'll give it to you. So I gave it to her. And then when she tried that supplement, when I called her about a week or so after that, she said, I'm not tired no more. I'm not tired no more. And she went back to her doctor and the level was back up. I
Okay.
practically used the hemohim from the experience when I listened on a Thursday night program about the effectiveness of using hemohim on the hair. So, sometimes we women, we use the little wig and stuff. So when you use the wig on the side, it eats up the sides, right? So I said, nah, man, I wanted long hair all the time. I had long hair, but as you grow older, sometimes your hormones, your thyroid and stuff can affect you with that. So that's why we need to build ourselves with supplements that are healthy. Now it can interact with if you're using Coumadin. That's where I'm going. Okay, I spoke about the effectiveness. Also, am speaking about the safety issue for those who are on Coumadin. That's the only concern that is mentioned. If you're using something like Coumadin, you have to be careful because what it thins the blood is an anti-inflammatory product that will thin the blood. It builds the blood, it balances the immune system, but it can thin your blood. So you need to watch that. If you're using the Coumadin, I would tell my doctor what's going on. You either use either or. All right, you have a choice. And if you're in a bad situation, you need medicine for emergency. I have to be realistic. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
So
Lynn.
that's what I
Thank you.
can say
Yeah.
for hemohim.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. We need
Wow.
Bridget.
That's
Bridget has raised
amazing.
her
That
hand.
is so amazing.
Yeah. Bridget raised her hand for a question for you, Dr. Walita. Bridget, you can unmute your mic. Am I saying that right?
Yes, I have a question about the green propolis spray. I missed that part, what it's good for.
Oh, the green propolis. It is good for
getting rid of any type of pathogen that would be in your oral cavity. It would be in your mouth or in your throat. And
Okay.
remember, you know, we just got off of all these mask mandates where we were covering our nose and our mouth.
Mhm.
And the reason we were doing that was because we thought that some type of virus material would be entering our body through our mouth or through our nose. Well, the theory is that even if it comes in through your nose or if it comes in through your mouth, first of all, in order to do you any harm, it would have to grow. It would have to replicate itself. And in order to do that, it would have to sit in your throat. So guess what? This propolis spray, it kills bacteria, viruses, fungus, all these things that should not be in the oral cavity. The green propolis gets rid of that. And so that is why you hear people saying they don't have bad breath anymore, because the reason you had bad breath was because of some type of bacteria. So all of that's gone away. You wake up in the morning with a fresh mouth. If you use this toothpaste, toothbrush, and the green propolis spray, you know you've done something differently. And so many people have been getting the report from the dentist. The dentist is saying, what did you do differently? Okay, so this green propolis is the key. So of course you're going to be brushing your teeth usually morning and night, but the spray, you can take it with you and use it throughout the day. I think they say 2 sprays 4 times a day, or is it 4 sprays 2 times a day? I was getting mixed up. But anyway, you spray your throat with that spray, especially if you're out and about and you think you may have, you know, exposed yourself to who knows what. So use that green propolis spray.
Okay,
Thank you.
someone in the
Thank-
chat asked about sickle cell. Someone in the chat asked about sickle cell.
Well, I would definitely start with the hemohim for sure, because that restores your blood cells. So you know what's happening with sickle cell is your blood cells are malformed. So if hemohim is going to help restore the correct formation, instead of having a sickle where it can't hold the oxygen, it's gonna be the complete circle the way it's supposed to be. So I would start with the best kit actually, because you want to make sure you have the right level of absorption. So it's not just what you take, what your body can absorb. So make sure you get that vitamin C and probiotics. That's going to make sure to ensure your absorption. If
Okay,
there's anyone who would like to add to that sickle cell, if you've had experience with someone, I have not yet. I haven't run into anyone with that. So if you have something to add, go ahead, please.
okay. Mary asked all the instructions to take Atomy in English. If you go to the US mall, you can see everything in English. And when you order your products, it will come in English and it will have the instructions in English. So clicking on to the US mall, they have prepared everything in English. Tammy, did you have a
When you're in
question?
it's in the global mall also. When
In
we are in the
English,
global
yeah.
mall, if you're in the global mall and you're clicking on the product, it's all in English also.
Mhm.
But when it comes, it's not in English. That's the difference. Yeah. So people, I think she might have gotten the glucose care. But if you go into your shopping mall, either mall, the information is in English.
Right. Once it gets to our US mall, then the packaging is transformed in English. Once it gets to our US, like Dr. Walita said, we can order from the global mall, but the products are not going to be in English. But but you can always go back online and read on what to do with that product that you got from the global mall. But once it gets to our US mall, everything gets in English. Okay.
And also, I like to add one other thing too, is when you are in the global mall, there's a button you can push. You can print that information. And what I've done, I've printed a lot of it. I have a notebook here with the information from the global mall on the product. There are certain products we know we're going to use. Tourmaline, glucose care, ginkgo and natto, you know we're going to use those. So
Okay.
you can go ahead and print that if you like.
Okay. Reverend Margaret has a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, the green propolis spray, can you substitute it for the hold on one second. The gummies in the Korea side?
The gummies for the is goes down internal. The gummies are internal.
Yeah, you eat that.
Okay, so
Right.
The spray
it's not a
is only
substitute.
go as far as your throat.
I get it.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Okay.
what benefit does it have internally?
It's the same as what's happening in the oral cavity, is to be able to shut down viruses, bacteria, fungus, any unwanted pathogens.
So is it going to be harmful to the good bacteria in the gut? Is there any risk of harmful
No, it won't
effect on
kill.
the?
It won't kill. No, it won't affect the good bacteria. No, it will not.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me go with. Let me go with Keisha. You can unmute your
Hi.
mic.
Yes, I want to go back to the toothbrush with the hemohim, using it on the scalp to help people with bald areas. I know you said you washed it twice a day, in the morning and at night. Well, you applied it twice a day, in the morning and then at night, and then you washed your hair at night with cool water. But do you do that once a week, every day? You wash your hair, you apply it and wash your hair once a week, or how often?
Okay.
I don't
Let me
think
explain it. Let me
I don't
explain
think
again what
she
Pam
wasn't
did.
washing her hair. She was just
Right.
washing that spot where she was
Right.
putting it. It
Oh,
wasn't a
okay.
hair wash.
So
Right.
did
Yeah.
you do that once a
Every
day?
day.
Every
Once a
day
Yeah,
for
day.
how
Every
once a
day.
long?
day.
Every day.
Once
Yeah, every day.
you applied it twice a day.
Yeah. Yeah, twice a day, but she was
Mhm.
only rinsing it off. You know, she was just rinsing that
That
spot
spot,
off.
just wipe it off with a
Yeah.
washcloth or something.
Yeah. She wasn't trying to wash her hair.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
That's a good point.
Right. Brian, you can unmute your mic.
I did. Thank you. Dr. Walifa, thanks for inviting me. I looked at the website and I do have a question about hemohim. Since it supports the immune system, restore blood cells, how does hemohim affect weight loss? Because that is an issue. Metabolic syndrome in our community is due to poor diet and being overweight. Unfortunately, my mother had that issue and passed on. So how does hemohim affect weight loss, or does it impact the weight loss process? Because that's a big issue, especially in our community.
Yes, I think it's an issue in every community in America. But yes, most people who are using the hemohim have recorded normalization of weight. And we also have the Pu-Air T is specifically designed for weight loss, as well as we've had a lot of testimonies from the spirulina. People are losing weight with that. In fact, I think average maybe like 5 pounds a month just by adding that chlorophyll, that spirulina. So yes, we do have a weight adjustment, because and he's putting the apple phenom, and this apple phenom was actually targeted for visceral fat. And that's the real fat that harms us. That visceral fat, that's the fat you cannot see. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, if we see fat, that's subcutaneous fat. You can see that under the skin. But you can be very thin in the mirror and still have this visceral fat, which is wrapped around your organs. So this apophynon jelly stick is made to target the visceral fat. So of course that means, the stomach go down. And I have people tell me, oh, I can tell my stomach's not hard the way it was. My stomach is soft. They know that that fat is dissolved. And this apophynon, it tastes delicious. When you take one of these sticks, it's the equivalent of 45 green apples, and that's the polyphenol. And I tell you what, it works. You can use this as a snack. So those are 3 things we have to offer that we know are very effective for weight loss: the apophynon, the 100% spirulina, and the Pu'er tea.
Someone asked if you have a pacemaker, can you take the Him if you have a pacemaker?
I don't know of any. I know of one person who has a pacemaker who is taking it, and she hasn't had any side effect.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another chat. There's another question in the chat. Person wants to know about the ginkgo natto. Is it good for? I can't pronounce the. Do you see it there, Pastor? I can't pronounce the rest. In general, but
I don't even see the question right now.
Circulation.
yeah, circulation. Yeah. Is
Good for what?
not good for circulation in general.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Good for circulation. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Hi, I have a question whenever you could get to Tammy.
Yeah, no
Hold
problem.
on. All right, Tammy.
Go ahead.
Tammy, ask your question.
Okay, hi everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Last week when I was on, hi Dr. Oh God, I don't want to mess up her name, but it was just her. Say it again.
Yeah, Willita.
It was just her that was on last week. And remember, I was asking a question for the people that got, that thing. What do you have that will help? And Pastor, you said we'll do it this week.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it today. Yeah.
Oh,
it was the clear.
no.
The clear. All the products that she went over today is the clear package.
If you don't mind, can you pop it up again for me real quick? Because I missed it. I was just walking in the door and I probably missed it.
Okay. Are you connected to the let me see, to the YouTube channel? It's recorded.
Am I connected to the who?
The YouTube channel. You can go back and watch it on the YouTube channel.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
This call is on the YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah. And see, we went over that too about the YouTube channel that it's on.
Okay.
Yeah. And he put the link. He put the link in the chat in the chat as far as the YouTube channel.
Okay, I'll go back and oh God, I can't even. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna scroll and see if I see it.
Right.
Oh, you're showing me. Okay.
Right.
Every single week is recorded, so you can go back. I think 16 weeks.
What is it under though?
Yeah.
CHPG.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Darn.
And
I missed it. Darn.
But there's a link in there you can click on and you can subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to go back and hear the whole thing. That's the best way to do it, because she wouldn't have the time to go over that whole thing again.
Oh Lord, never mind.
Okay.
Can you just put the products in the chat? Just put the products in the chat. I know it's more than Hemohem.
Right. Right. Like I said, go back and check it out because we got to finish asking questions right
No problem.
now. Okay.
Thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome. Okay, Joy, you can unmute your mic.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pastor, I have 2 tips for you tonight, which I would like everyone to try. One is oh my gosh, the powder detergent.
Mhm.
Do you know that powder detergent, when it washes your clothes, it washes the machine, it washes the drum in the machine? So please give that a try, and then you can come back and talk about that. And
Yeah,
the
It
next
does what?
tip,
Okay.
what did you say?
You say the washing powder does what now?
Washes the drum, the machine,
Oh,
the
okay.
machine
Okay.
itself, the machine
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
Yes. And the next tip is the propolis spray.
Mhm.
It people, persons need to try it as a mouthwash, where they spray it and then just use, warm water. If they don't like the taste or the effect of it, and instead of buying Listerine and all that, that would work. Just spray your mouth, wash with warm water, and you're good to go. So thank you for taking my call.
Okay. All right. All right. Myra in the chat, she put down the list of things that Dr. Walita went over. She put it, Myra Wilson put it in the chat.
yeah.
Okay. So you can copy that from the chat. Thank you, Myra. All righty. It's about 9:07. Does anybody else have any questions?
Okay, guys, just to let you guys know that I repost the link for the channel. So if you missed it, I just reposted it.
Mm-hmm. Right. And remember, invite.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. This was so enlightening.
Now, okay. Now, Myra, did you have a question or you were just raising your hand and say, hey? Okay, good. Okay. All right, cool.
I just
All
wanted to
right.
say that as far as that washing powder goes, it's true.
It's true.
Maud bought some. One of my in my downline, she bought some, and she said her things came cleaner than she has ever had them clean, and she enjoys laundry. So she really noticed how clean her whites came without using bleach.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great testimony. Great testimony. Awesome. Definitely. Okay. Dr. Olita, great presentation. And we're gonna get ready to say good night, everyone.